Hello, Namaste. Welcome to yet another episode of CGI Talks. Now, in life, you will meet a lot of people, and then you realize it a lot late that, or sometimes you never even realize that there is a lot of background in their story that is really inspiring. But when you interact with them on a daily life, you never realize that there is a very strong vision and very strong backing in their life journey. I have met one such personality years back in Germany in different stages and in different events over here, who was very multi talented and has offered a lot to the community over here. But a lot later is when I realized that she was doing all these activities regardless of having a vision impairment that she acquired halfway through her life's journey. Regardless of that, academically, professionally, and from a community point of view, this particular personality has achieved a lot of success and also provided a lot of lessons for future generations to learn from her life. And today's episode is part of that, to record that, to document her life journey and also her family's life journey. So today is a first timer for me in many ways, because halfway through this recording, we would also hear from her husband's perspective of how he went through this. And secondly, the challenge for me as a creator is two. One is to reduce that life story that they have gone through to a time period of 30 to 40 minutes. And the second challenge is, once this particular person starts talking, I need to find a gap in between to ask my next question. And you will realize that because she is very expressive in what all she explains. So with that pride and with that honor, I'd like to welcome Dr. Srija Badrinarayanan to CGI Talks. Dr. Srija Badrinarayanan, welcome to CGI Talks.
Namaste. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm honored and humbled at the same time.
Our honor also. So let's start directly because there's lots to discuss about this journey. So let's start with your early days, your growing up days. How did your whole journey happen before moving to Germany and post Germany? How were your days?
Thank you, Arunji, for that question. I was born in Chennai, raised in Chennai. My mother is a Malayali. My appa is a Tamil person, but I'm a hardcore Tamilachi. And I studied in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, all through in a convent. I was a convent educated girl. So then I went on to do my bachelor's in Madras Christian College. I was a gold medalist there. In school days, I was a district rank holder. And then masters, I went to masters in the university, ACT campus, Madras University. There, of course, I had a university rank, and also I passed CSIR, Council of Scientific Industrial Research examination, where I was awarded NET, National Eligibility Test for Lectureship, which will enable me to take up the post of lecturer and subsequently professor in any central government universities as well as central government colleges. And also I passed SLET, the State Eligibility Test for Lectureship, so Tamil Nadu. And also I passed another exam called as Junior Research Fellowship exam. This enabled me to get every month, initial first year it will be some 10,000 rupees, and then it will be increased to 12,000 rupees and 50,000 rupees contingency every year. So that was a great blessing for me, because my aim was to do research, and this enabled me to be self-independent. So with this money, I started my PhD under the able guidance of Dr. Naranjali Devraj. So I did my research there, and of course, not only in my particular university, I was collaborating with many different places, because my research was interdisciplinary research. My specialization is in biochemistry, microbiology. So pathogenesis of various microbes, bacteria as well as virus. And I was trying to find a medicine, and then I realized, rather than finding a medicine, it's like tweaking the symptoms. So first I have to go to the core. What is the problem? So then I thought maybe I should identify the way in which the pathogenesis happens, and then I can block that. So that is why I was going deep inside that, and I was doing my research. I completed my PhD there.
Around which year was this when you did your
The Research period was from 2004 till 2007 end. That was my period of research.
Okay. Then how did the shift to Germany happen? Was it professional or
Yeah, I would say both professional as well as personal in my case. I am married to Dr. Badrinarayanan Raghavan, who was my classmate during master's degree course, but nobody will believe, but really we were not in love or anything. So anyways, destiny made us to enter this relationship of marriage. So that period, actually, I was thinking I am a very, academically, I'm a person who wants to achieve, always illustrious, trying to achieve something. So I thought my aim was to establish a lab in India, really high tech lab. And since I've got my lectureship eligibility, I thought I'll establish a big lab and I'll do research, high quality world class research, and as well as do the teaching. So for that, what I felt was, yes, my country has all the potential, but still I need to go to the West to gain some experience, come back and implement. That was my idea. So even initially, before even our wedding proposal came, I was applying to US, UK, Germany, and Finland. Then, of course, since Dr. Badrinarayanan Raghavan was doing his PhD here in Germany,
Yeah.
obviously my selection was Germany, Heidelberg University.
Okay. Okay. So again, reversing back to what you initially mentioned. So was your parents also in the academic field? And also, what about your siblings?
Interesting. Actually, my amma has completed PUC. My appa has a PhD title from political science and public administration. I got it. Yes, but he was not academician. It means actually with 8 A's, he had to take a break with education. But then, because of his family situation, but then he pursued studies and then got his PhD. He is a great businessman. He has a wonderful, established business empire. Is a king of that.
Oh, okay, got it.
Sri SSK Murthy.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So let's come to the main part of this discussion because your life story is something that everybody needs to hear about and know about. And just to give a gist on this, you had to go through an adverse phase in your life where um, you were hospitalized and then you were in kind of, if I can use the term, vegetative state for more than 2 years, if I can use that. And then coming back to this. This was your journey. And then as I mentioned initially, there was this eyesight also that you had to lose, and then you had to cope up with that, right? So let's start with the reason, the outbreak, and how it, because if we kind of recollect this, this was a series of errors or if a series of adverse situations that happened, right? Yes. So how did that kind of pan out initially for you?
Okay. I think it was all destined. I am a believer, strong believer. So for me, whatever happens, happens for good. GOOD, good. Definitely it is done only good for me. So of course, there was this period where me and my colleague, a girl, we both were doing this research where we both were so ambitious. You should not go overboard with anything. For that matter, we were over ambitious and we were doing this research, trying to find, as I told you, pathogenesis. I took two bacteria for my study and she took another two. Everything was multi-drug resistant. That is a problem. I think the both of us got exposed and both of us, after finishing, she also successfully completed her PhD. Me also, I completed my PhD. And then both parted ways. She went to Singapore. I came to Germany. She also went as a scientist. I too was a scientist. Everything was good. But then after a year, both of us recognized that she had a problem which affected her ovaries and that led her that she'll not have baby, never in her life. And I had a problem where the bacteria crossed the blood-brain barrier, entered the brain, and I was into meningitis and into coma and then into vegetative state close to 2 years and 8 months, close to 3 years. And then I come out as a person without eyesight, with bipolar disorder, with a tendency towards epilepsy, affected, liver and kidneys were affected, incontinence. But
So just to interject there, now you and your colleague realized this a year later, and when this outbreak happened, there wasn't any sudden symptom that you observed in a week or day, anything like that?
Not at all. Not at all. As I told you, I don't want to reveal the name of this bacteria, but this is a bacteria which is very, very, very slow growing. It will be in that latent stage, we say, for many years. And then it is an opportunistic pathogen. That is about many of you may relate with it. Opportunistic. It will wait for the opportunity. So I think because I became pregnant, I had a baby birth, I had a baby, and then I was lactating mother. Obviously, your immune system will get a little down. That to me, being a strict vegetarian, coming from a southern part of India and coming here to in a cold weather, not knowing, because those days, and I sound like an old woman, but really those days in 2007, 2008, that was a period when not many Indian families were there. And few students were there, but not really, as couples. And I didn't get the advice. And for my delivery, also my mother or my mother-in-law couldn't come because of their age factor. So everything I did alone. And that, I think, it took a toll on my health. And because of that, this opportunistic pathogen, it thought, okay, I will go inside the brain, because this brain only was trying to find a method to, culminate and, eradicate me. So I will eradicate it. That was the thing it had. But no, it went there. It could affect only my eyesight. But I couldn't stop. Now I will not stop. With all your support, I know many of you know me personally. So each and every one of you in your own way have helped me to grow. And that is why I'm here today.
Okay, so this particular bacteria that got affected, for you and your colleague, this came almost in the same period, right? Is where it attacked. Yes, got it. Fine. So then coming to the next phase of this, once you were you approached the doctor, you and your husband went to the hospital and all. How did it kind of evolve to them understanding that this was the reason?
Haha, that's very interesting question, because here I think podcast listeners, watch out for this, because I was very healthy woman. I had a baby, very strong willpower and everything. So taking care of the baby and managing everything. At that time, suddenly I was getting headaches, because many of us women, we tend to put it down to postpartum depression. We should not assume things, because I did that mistake. I just put it down to postpartum depression. Because I was a career woman, always with flying colors. I thought maybe because I'm just sitting at home now, maybe I'm having this depression tag. But my husband was smart, is really very smart. He just recognized some differences in my behavior, because usually, as you see, I talk a lot, but I have a control with the words which I use. And also, I don't shout, because I know what to speak and how to speak. But those days, I was starting to blabber and little bit raise my voice. And my husband, that's strange. Why she should shout? She can just say, and I will get the things done my way. That's how I am. But those days, I was for small, small things, in kitchen things. You have to do this, only this a vegetable I asked you to cut. Why did you cut that vegetable? Like that, raising unnecessarily. Then he thought something's really wrong here. And so he took me to the doctors. The doctors here are really very supportive. They did all the tests, right? From urine test, feces test, a blood test, saliva, everything was cultured. Everything was normal. Everything was normal. So they said, yes, maybe what your wife is thinking is correct. Maybe she's suffering a little bit of postpartum depression. Maybe also when we checked the blood, iron deficiency is there. Then they asked, are you vegetarians? We said, yes, strict vegetarians, not even eggs. Then they said, then you have to maybe take some supplements. They gave B12, I know that one, B12, and the iron tablets. I was taking it, and then it was going. So little bit, headaches, frequency reduced, but still it was coming. But that time was, I think, a little unfortunate for us, because my husband, he was always having this in the background. Why my wife was having all this, strange every day, almost every day, other day, fight and everything. So I think, somehow in preoccupied mind in his lab, he's a scientist. So he was walking through the staircase. Somehow he missed a step. He fell down, and there was this disc displacement, and he was hospitalized for 1 week.
Okay.
During that period, thank God, my younger brother, my own younger brother, Manikandan Srinivas Murthy, he was here to do his engineering masters. And so that time he just came to visit me. He saw me, okay, since the brother-in-law is in hospital, he wanted to help. He came and he saw me. He was like, okay, you have a baby. I'll take care of my niece. you take rest.
Yeah.
And then he also observed, why you're shouting at me every day? What's happening to you, Akka? Because you'll always be so calm. And for me and for my brother, it's more like a mother-son relationship. We are 8 years gap. So for me, I look at him as my own child. So, but that time I used to scold him a lot, and he was thinking, what happened? Why are you shouting like this at me? And then he was speaking to my husband, Dr. Badrinarayanan Raghavan, when he visited him and told there's something wrong. Then both were discussing. They said we have to again take her. So after he was discharged after 1 week, they again took me to hospital. Again, they with conviction they both spoke, and especially Dr. Badrinarayanan Raghavan, since he is in this field, he told definitely we have to do some sort of X-rays in the chest and also CT scan and stuff for the brain. All that was done. Again, everything was normal. So then again the doctor say, how many? Because here you have to see the reason why you want to do the things you want to do. But with since his medical background, he was able to explain things. Still everything was normal. They sent us back home.
Got it.
That's what happened.
Got it. So, look, still at the family background. So, how old was your daughter at this stage? And when you were going through this phase, how was your motherly effect? Was that also kind of affected for you at that particular phase?
That's the most difficult question, Arun ji, because my daughter was just 1 year old baby. I was giving breast milk for my baby. And on that fateful day in November, I think it was November 24th, my husband can correct me. November 24th, I feed my baby mother's milk. I go wash myself. I have a bath just to relax myself. And then I come back. I wanted to sleep. I felt that, strong pain in the head everywhere. Complete head was paining. It was not only here, the whole head, the neck, everything. It was like some big weight on my head. Then that's why I had a shower, head bath and everything. Still that pain was too much. I thought, okay, I have to lie down. I didn't want to disturb the baby in the bedroom. So I just sat in the sofa. I lie down. I wake up after 2 years.
Got it. So this is so this was still that moment where doctors couldn't identify what was. So after your second visit, so
Yes.
so after this sofa incident, when you have no sense of being taken to hospital and all this. Okay. So I think rather than hearing this from a second person perspective, it is a right moment where we can also bring Dr. Badri ji onto the screen and then hear more from him about how he went through the medical system over here and how it helped to go through this phase. Yes. So namaste, Badri ji.
Namaste, Arunji. I'm Badrinarayanan Raghavan.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. And we will also give details about your contacts after this so you can avoid the pleasantries of introduction, because you also have a lot of successful stories to tell, as I know. Just for the viewers, Dr. Badrinarayanan Raghavan is a famous or established academician, and also he is also a chess expert, which people rarely know. He's coaching, and also he is part of famous chess forums in Germany. So there's a lot to know about Dr. Badri. But again, today's topic is where we left off with Dr. Srija about the move to the hospital and how you kind of experienced this at that particular phase, Dr. Badri.
Yeah. We all say that sometimes we get some bad phase in our life, right? So maybe that was the time. We had our baby 1 year earlier. Like she was 11 months and some days old at that time. I had a slip disc in my back. I fell down. She already told that. So I was hospitalized for a week or so. And then when we realized that she was not feeling really good, we was initially thinking it's iron deficiency or postpartum depression and things like that. But it was when I came back from hospital, when I saw her 1 week earlier and now, there was huge change. Yeah, so I realized it, and then we immediately went to the note of Nama, the emergency department, and then I was literally scolding at them. You just took normal checkup and all. Why not take the cerebrospinal fluid, because she gets severe headache. So why don't you do that? As I had this medical background, so I was asking them, and I was an immunologist by that.
Okay.
So yeah, I was asking them, and luckily my professor was also at that time in the hospital. I called him personally. He was the clinic director at the skin clinic. So he spoke to the emergency department guys that, and then they agreed.
So this was the day when she fed the baby and
Yeah, so that was somewhere end of November, November 2022, like that.
okay.
So at that time, yeah, they took the cerebrospinal fluid, and then they realized, oh, there is something wrong. It was not shown in the blood or other normal standard tests, but in the cerebrospinal fluid, they detected something. Oh, but of course, they didn't knew what it was. Some kind of bacteria. Maybe you guys are coming from tropical countries.
Okay, so how did it lead to taking the spinal fluid? Was it a particular reason that they felt that they should?
Yeah, because she had strong headache and all. So CT scan also revealed certain patterns maybe. So they thought maybe there is some kind of meningeal infection. So that's what they thought. Of course, to diagnose that it was this particular of bacteria or something like that, it took almost 40 days.
Okay, so by that time,
It
her
was,
consciousness was.
yeah, she was totally in coma. She didn't knew what's happening around. So that was a phase where, yeah, she was in deep coma.
Understood. So, so were you? I mean, how was it for you to mentally prepare to that? Because obviously, 40 days you were also having, the baby at home, and you are working at the same time. So, how did you kind of go through that kind of phase?
Yeah, initially I thought it was some kind of small problem. I didn't expect that it will last for 40 days. So I thought she will be back within 1 or 2 days or maybe a week or so from the hospital. But slowly, her intracranial pressure, because the bacteria was growing in her brain, in the meningeal area, and then they said the intracranial pressure is shooting up really high. So we have to reduce the pressure, or else it will be life-threatening. So they gave like 3 days or 72 hours to be precise. They gave 72 hours. If not, she may not come back. That's what they said. And then because she is so sick, she cannot take any decision on her own. You have to, as the legal guardian, as a husband, you have to become the legal guardian, betreuer, they say in German. So you have to take decision for her.
Okay.
So and then I said, we have to break open the skull and release the pressure, make holes in the brain, and then release the intracranial pressure. So for that, you have to be the guardian. So I signed, I was 27, 28 at that time, maybe a bit naive or something like that. But because of the knowledge which I had in the medical fields, so I consulted with my professors and other colleagues. And then we had also consultancy with the neuroscience department. So somehow we managed to sign it within 3 hours.
Okay.
Or else it would have been really serious.
You got it.
So our colleagues helped a lot.
Okay. So talking about again the advantage of the medical system over here is this was all included in the Krankenkasse when this was.
Yeah. So we didn't spend anything of extra from my pockets. Okay. So even they took like several MRI scans and CT scans, several things they did with our normal insurance or public insurance, which we pay in Germany, which was useful at that time.
Yeah. Okay.
So she stayed in the hospital since November 2009.
Yeah.
More than 36 months or so in different hospitals, in the ICU department, in the rehabilitation departments, and so on. And as she mentioned, not only this affected her brain, her vision also got damaged. The optic nerve got completely cut. So when there is a neural damage, it's irrecoverable. If someone goes into paralysis or something like that, it's not recoverable. When there is a neuronal damage, so there is no new drug or no therapy to improve the neurons. So that's the problem. So her optic nerve, even though her external eyes are working properly, the connection between the eye and the brain, whatever we see, it's like the lens which takes the photograph. Okay, Arunji is sitting here, he's wearing a white shirt. That picture only the eyes take, but all the image processing, everything happens in the brain. So the connection is the optic nerve. So that got totally damaged.
Okay.
So for example, if you are wearing a glass, your vision is roughly 80 to 90%. It's not 100% vision. And if a person is totally blind, they have less than 20% vision. So that's the difference. So we all, whoever wears glasses, they have 80-90% vision. Maybe a child who is less than 5 years may have 100% vision. But yeah, the vision slowly degrades because of the neuronal damage.
Okay.
So that's why we should not become angry.
Understood.
Anger
Breaks that.
breaks your neurons.
Yes, understood. So just I mean, that's a good life lesson that came in between. But just continuing. So for a patient who is not conscious in a vegetative state, how did you observe that the optical nerves are not functioning or it got cut off? So
No, we didn't knew that. We thought it was just some kind of brain infection. Only after she woke up from the coma, the 40 days she was in the coma, once she woke up, it was like intermittent. She'll wake up and then she'll feel that she's in the hospital and all. And then we say, she won't remember anything. It's like amnesia, we say, right?
Yeah.
So you forget things.
Yeah.
So, and then we remind her, and then after a couple of hours, again, she will go back to the vegetative state. So, like that, it was happening. And then in between, we realized that her total optic nerve was damaged. And then after 2 years or so, when she really got out of the vegetative state, that we realized that her vision is totally gone.
So in this, after this 40 days, when she's waking up, what kind of is she?
Yeah, she was able to say that I cannot see anything. We thought maybe because of the brain infection, it's still cloudy. Even if you are not eating anything, you feel a bit drowsy, you don't see things like that. So we were thinking maybe it's because of the infection. Then only when she really got out of the vegetative state,
Okay.
we realized that she cannot see anymore.
Okay. Okay, so coming to another aspect of this is obviously this is not just medical decisions. You also need to look at the legal aspects and all this part, right? How did you manage that? I mean, were you able to get any support?
Yeah, there were lots of support here. The betrothing system, like the legal guardian. I will, as a husband, I am mandatory to be the guardian, and the government will also provide a legal advisor,
Okay.
like a betrothal again. So
And again, that is in the government cost.
yeah,
will have-
that's again,
Okay.
yeah, the government takes up that, and he helped me a lot because at that time I was just 2 years in Germany or so. My German was not that great, and I had to focus on my research as well. It was going so intense at that time. I was about to publish a big breakthrough paper, which was later published in a very high impact journal, Nature Immunology. So yeah, those were happening side by side, and my child was very small, 11 months, 12 months old. So I couldn't take care of my daughter. So my brother-in-law was here. So I had to send with him back to India
Yeah.
to the grandparents.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that part I couldn't take care of my daughter at the time. So I had to deal with all these legal and medical stuff. So the legal part was done by the betrayer. He helped me a lot how to do things. And then once we found out her optic nerve is damaged, I read several papers in between. And one of my friend Partha Saradi, he also helped a lot. He also said that there is one, of course, in research, you need to have concrete evidences.
Yeah.
So you cannot take with one paper or two paper manuscripts any conclusion, right? So there was one or two papers, one from South America, one from South Africa, some tropical areas that they have somehow a little bit the vision which is lost can be little bit rectified or little bit complete darkness to maybe light and dark, those kind of white and black identification, those kind of things. There is some kind of drug which might help. So and then we again researched on that drug, but it was very difficult to get it in Europe.
Got it. Okay. So how did the system help you over here? Because you then have to go to a process of convincing different decision makers, right?
Correct.
So how did you go through that?
So yeah, luckily I was in the hospital, so I was able to meet different clinic heads, the directors of different hospitals and divisions. So we had to bring it from South Africa. So for that we had to get
Legal
things.
confirmation. Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means your backing in the academic side of this and research also kind of somehow helped you to go through that process for this.
Yeah, research. Yeah, in that case, she got into affected with this bacteria because she was working in such multi-drug resistant bacteria. And a research which put her in danger, and the research I was in, so it also helped her. So it's like you can't blame it, right? So the system itself changes the things. So maybe it was a bad phase in our life, fate at that time, I'll say. So, but somehow we recovered from that.
And in a nutshell, I think the system over here kind of helped you.
Yeah, this is a very good system. Of course, we have to be,
Active.
part of. We have to go and speak to them, even if we don't know. Consult with all the doctors back in India, with your family physician. You know good people there in India, or contact the people who are here, experts in different fields. For example, if you have orthopedic problem, consult an Indian orthopedician or something like that. So, like the consult, take 2 or 3 opinions, and then proceed. Don't just use the Google things. Maybe some things are right, some things are wrong. So you never know. So consult the really specialists in that subject, and then proceed.
Okay. Got it.
The system is very flexible. So if you ask for, they will help you. But if you don't ask, okay, let the doctor do whatever, then it may go wrong as well. So it's your duty to be more awake and speak out.
Got it. Okay, fine. So before leaving you and bringing back Sriraji, let's talk about that final moments when you started realizing that now we can gradually remove her from hospital and she can be brought back. Did you kind of see that coming, or did you reach a phase where you felt that this is going to extend for a long period of time?
No, I saw a little bit um, in her improvement. So it was the brain which got damaged. It's like wounds, the wounds. For example, an earthquake. Earthquake comes and then it leaves some aftermath effects. So like that, because of the vision loss and some bipolar disorders, epilepsy, all which she told, they were all slowly, gradually disappearing. So the episodes which come, epilepsy, for example, it was 1 week once. Earlier, it was every day, 2 times, 3 times, and then slowly became 1 week once, 2 months once, like that. And then I feel, okay, yeah, now she's improving a lot. Her, she was able to make sentences. She forgot everything. So I had to say the whole story back to her, who she was. She was just remembering the name of the child, Harini. She didn't even remember my name.
Okay.
Her, maybe the things which happened in the recent past at that time. So 2009, her time froze. And then the things which happened, let's say from 2006 to 2009, she totally forgot, except Harini, the word, the name of our daughter. And she didn't even remember me. Of course, she remembered her parents and all. But again, I had to remind her, okay, you were born in India, in Tambaram, you were educated there, your mama, papa, all those things. When I brought it back, even for us, we would have learned some songs or some things in our childhood, but we would have forgotten it. After 30 years, somebody reminds us, I know this, I have heard this song somewhere. We reconnected. So like that, I had to recollect everything for her. And then slowly she was improving, and that's how we brought her back.
So was this a daily process for you that you do your research at university, you come back to the hospital, and then you spend time with?
Yeah, she was in Heidelberg Rehabilitation Center, Neuro Rehabilitation Center. And in the meantime, my boss moved from Heidelberg, Mannheim to here, to Gießen. So I had to shift with him because I was in my fag end of my PhD. So I had to do all my dissertation work. So and then I shifted, and then I couldn't have to go every day to Heidelberg. So only in the weekends I used to go. Friday, Saturday, Sunday I used to stay there, and then speak to her, and then slowly it worked. And then I asked and requested them to shift her to a rehabilitation center in nearby Gießen area. And then luckily there was a in Braunfels, which is like 15 kilometers away from Gießen. There was another rehabilitation center. So they are flexible. The system is flexible. They allow you to do that. And then again, all the ambulance, everything they covered with the insurance. So I didn't pay any money from my pocket. So they shifted her to the Braunfels, and then she was getting better. Because I could see her every day. After work, I will go there, prepare some food. She didn't like the hospital food, of course. So I will prepare some food and go there, talk to her like 3 hours, 4 hours in the evening. I'll spend with her.
Okay.
And so she became.
And by that time, did you decide now it's the time to bring Harini back also?
Yes.
Okay.
So almost after 3 years, when she was around 11 months and some days, she went to India. And then when she was 3.5 years, she came back.
Okay. So I'll talk about Harini and Srijaji's connection later. But for you, how was it? I mean, Harini.
Yeah, it was a nightmarish time at that time, but with persistent belief and faith, we were able to come out of it.
Oh, okay. So I don't want to extend too much. I mean, we've had enough information, so we'll pause now and we'll come back to Srijaji's story and then proceed with it.
Then, yeah.
Okay, so with the magic of video editing, you are back on screen. So then let's proceed with where we left off with Badriji, with Dr. Badrinarayanan. He mentioned about then this whole recovery phase where you are got back, and again, when I did the background research, I heard also that the hospital were very generous enough to offer a room that is normally reserved for visiting doctors, so that you can also gradually start refer. Let's start from there. That particular phase of coming and
Thank you, LMG. Yes, that was very important because this transition period. Now, when babies get mother's milk, there is a weaning period. Like that, I had a transition period. So during that period, they didn't want me to just let me, discharge and ask me to go live in a normal, home. So the doctors insisted that there should be some period where I should be under the supervision, but I should not know that I am under supervision. So what they've done is they've discussed with Dr. Badrinarayanan Raghavan, my husband, and they made sure that there is a guest room in the hospital here. So in that hospital, in the guest room, where only the visiting doctors who come from other countries, they come to give lectures or very special surgeries, workshops. Only they will stay there for a week or so. So in that, they gave us for close to 1 year, not exactly 1 year, I think 11 months. They gave us a contract and they made us stay there. Only me and my husband. That time my child was in India and they were observing me. Actually, it was so well planned because almost every other day a nurse comes. But I was thinking, because I was blind and somebody comes and talks to me, I was just thinking she is a neighbor. So, but actually she was coming, checking on me. All this in hindsight, I'm getting to know from Dr. Badrinarayanan Raghavan. So this nurse, she comes every other day and she will talk to me. And I thought, oh, very nice. Oh, sweet, Anna, they're talking to me. And then, because those days I was so weak, I was just, 38 for kilogram or something. I'm 164 centimeters tall. So you now see me, I'm a prosperous person. But those days I was so lean, skin and bones. Like Maga Sushtik Desana of Dosh. That was the time when, Badriji was helping me out. It was like a process where I was fed with baby food.
okay.
All the baby food was given to me because, just imagine close to 3 years, you are given only food. I mean, this is saline and all, in jugular vein and veins, you are fed the saline and other, of course, the nutrients, vitamin injections and stuff. So that was a period when he had to do, that's why I say he's not only my husband, definitely Dr. Badrinarayanan Raghavan for me is my father as well as my husband and my best friend. So definitely, I can fight with him without having any, feeling that hesitation whether he may take it wrong. No, I can just fight with him, just like you talk to your friend,
Yeah.
just like I talk to you.
Got it. So let's come to that particular aspect, because now you're coming out of this phase where a lot of your memories is kind of wiped out, if I can say. So for a person who is there with you, how was that process of building that affection back, if I can use that term, right? How did you kind of go through that?
Yeah. I think it happened naturally, just like, when a baby is born. I would say I was born in 2012. Okay. After I came out of the vegetative state.
Yeah.
So that means, 2012, I'm reborn. That's why I always say in India, I was born, it's my Matrabhumi, my motherland, and Deutschland is my fatherland. Because in 2012, when I came completely out of this vegetative state and all those things, then for me, the babies immediately connect with mother. Like that, I was getting connected with this person who provides me with food and shelter and clothing. So he was giving me that affection. And I didn't think of it was my brain was in such a state. I couldn't think of husband, wife, all those things. For me, the instinct was this mother instinct was there. So I was just crying out for Harini, and he said, "Yeah, yeah, I will bring her. I will bring her. She's gone out. She's gone out to play." Like that, you tell me. She will come. She'll come. Yeah, yeah. You eat this, then only she'll come. He was just treating me like a baby one day. He used to feed me, really to feed me. And then tell me, okay, Harini will come. You only if you eat this. Then and those times I used to vomit because your stomach shrinks. And then if he gives 1 spoon extra also, I used to vomit. I now be hindsight and think many days I vomited on him. And then he will not say one scolding word. He just say, it's okay, baby, then let's go clean up and then you put me to bed. That's it. And then you will carry on. So for me, just like, can you ask to a baby, how did you get the connection with your father? How did you get the connection with the mother? Same thing. For me, 2012, I was born. He is my father, he is my mother, and he is my friend. And also, he is dating my husband.
Understood. 2012 when you're coming back
Yes.
now again, did you still have subconscious memories of, your past, your child?
I think it is like a jigsaw puzzle, I would say. Like some things were there here and there, but many gaps were there. And of course, my appa and amma every day, I think we have to thank all this technology, Skype, this video calls. My husband will switch it on, and they will be doing their duty, speaking, and I'll be listening to it constantly. So I was, getting to know my childhood days and all those things from them. And every evening after he comes from work, he will explain, then he will switch off that Skype. He'll say goodbye to his father-in-law, mother-in-law. And then he will start talking to me. He will say, okay, whatever things, what happened in our life. And I'm sure he had added little bit extra to make sure he is, project in a very good light. Yeah, that's for sure.
So what about language then?
That's another thing. As I told you, I grew up bilingual. My appa Tamil, my amma Malayali, as well as I was convent educated girl. So English, 3 languages, sorry. So these 3 languages, I had with Parimal Kadaksham, I had expertise in these languages. Malayalam, I won't say, sorry. But Tamil and English, definitely I had a very good command. I used to go for debates, extempores and all these, talk shows and stuff. But suddenly everything goes away from you. I was able to say only small standards. Just as I told you, 2012, a born child, how it will speak, podum, enough, okay, like that, very small sentences. So all the rest wiped out. I was struggling hard. Somewhere it says that no, you're not a baby, you're a grown-up woman because you have a child. Because that was the anchor for me. That having is there. That my mind knows clearly. I have a daughter, but for me it is 1-year-old baby. My 1-year-old baby, but why did it go out and play, still playing or what? That confusions come to me. And then, he has to distract me and I was slowly recovering. That was a period when I told, I think suddenly I became little aggressive. I told, I want my baby. I think it's high time I have to feed her.
Understood.
Then he consulted with the doctors. Then they advised again the role of medical system and the support system we should thank, because they all came together under the able guidance of one Dr. Disher. I think his name I can say Dr. Disher and Dr. Steinmuller. They were obras in that particular hospital. That one I didn't say, but they both just like some father or just such a well wishers they were. So they both advised my husband, though it will be very difficult on you. Yes, you have to now take care of 2 children. Yes, but you have to do it. Only then she'll recover, because now she's stuck. She again little bit recovers physically but goes back because where's my baby? The same question time and again. So that's when my husband brought Harini back here.
Okay, got it. So was it a big impact for you? I mean, once the child came, obviously she's off for 3 years that you don't know. For you, that was a child that you breastfed and then you went off, right? So how was that for you and also for Harini? Again, we have to hear it from a second person perspective.
I think, I don't know, definitely the baby, the child, my darling Harini Badrinarayanan, she has been through a lot of pain, I think. But she's kind enough. I would say she's like my second mother. She's kind enough to always take that role. She jumps in the role of mother many a times. And now she is 16-year-old young woman, very confident. She goes to gymnasium. She gets Eins note, and she cooks food for me, tasty food. Yeah, I think I'm blessed. I'm blessed now with a wonderful appa and a wonderful amma, since I lost my appa in 2018 and my amma now in February this year. But these two people are there to help me. These two people always, encourage me, and of course, lot of friends. And I want to also mention about Frankfurt Parayanam group and HSS Balagokulam in 2014, because 2012, slowly I came out of vegetative state, and 13 is a period that was like a transition type for me. And in 2014, my baby is back here. And that was a little bit confusing for both of us, because Harini thinks I'm like a sister, because every day when she was back in Tambaram in Chennai, she used to see me in the Skype. So for her, she thinks my amma, that is my father and mother, that is her grandmother and grandfather, where her, according to her, her own amma appa. So for her, this is one woman, no, one girl. Actually, not even woman, because I was just 34, 35 kilograms, very skinny, thin. So she used to see, this is one Akka who comes in the TV, right? And then they have told, you will go in Joya. Like, you will go in an aeroplane, go with Badri Appa. So she came here. And then she starts crying, I want to go back to my Amma and Appa. Why you people are holding me here? But slowly, it was also instructing the child slowly that this is your mother and you have to help her, because she is in such a state. Actually, you should think as if she's born after you. You are a like elder sister or something like that. You have to take care, because these girl children, even as young, you would have observed. You have a daughter. They will play with the toys and they will act like mother.
Yeah.
That instinct is there with even with small girls. So when she came here, 4.5-year-old child, she had that instinct. So she was treating me like some doll or some like she was like acting like a mother. So she started feeding me and all, slowly, 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 and that bond was slowly developing between us.
Okay, so I'm just curious. So the purpose of bringing her back is so that you could kind of recover. And when she comes back telling that, no, this is not my mother, did it kind of backfire for you initially?
I think I should only ask sorry to my amma. She's not here, but still I ask sorry to amma, because I used to, whenever she used to come, every day she'll come and scat. That is like a routine. I used to scold her. You stole my daughter. Is it now only I came to know that you were having my daughter? Because I got so much confused. I started scolding her. See, my baby you took and you made her grow. How did you make her grow like this? Within 2-3 days, you made her grow like this. And I want, you should not talk to her. And whenever my child goes near the Skype and says, Amma, you say, no, she's not your Amma. I am your Amma. She used to call me as Srija Ma. Because my Amma will always address me Srija Ma, like that. So she used to call me Srija. Don't call me Srija Ma. Call me Amma, and she is Ammamma. Because I said I'm a half Malayali, Ammamma is the word we use. So you call her Ammamma, I am Amma. It's not you Srija Ma. But this small girl, she was like, okay, I will call her Ammamma. I'll call you Srija Ma. Like, whoa. And then Badriji will intervene, and just like between sibling rivalry sort of thing, he will solve us and he'll say, okay, it's okay. Tomorrow she'll call you Amma. Like that, slowly, slowly, slowly. I think he was like a buffer, lubricating. And that relationship between mother-daughter relationship, definitely he acted as a lubricant. And slowly, and also she cooperated her. And then after some 1 or 2 years, definitely she understood. She stopped calling me as Srijama. She started calling me as Amma. And she stopped. Sometimes it will come Amma, and then she'll say Amma, like that.
Okay.
So that way she helped a lot.
Understood. So now let's take a big leap and move forward to your current life, because your background itself, you always were involved in a lot of co-curricular activities, even during your studies days. And now, after this long journey, you are very active in the community life over here. You're presenting on stage. Even recently, last week, you had a successful stage gig. And also, your husband, as I said, is very active in the chess scenario, also Balakokulam and other activities. And your daughter, as you said, is also proving herself capable in all of this. So, through these journeys and your current phase, there's a lot to do. Do you feel that, the time that we have is less correctly after going through this whole phase and now getting involved in a lot of activities? What is your thought on that?
You know, for all of us for that matter. What we have to achieve is very big, and that life is short, art is long. It holds good for everyone. You, everyone who is watching this podcast or listening to it. For all of us, life is short, art is long. So by that, what I mean, so each one of us has come to this earth with some mission, not just not just, yes, of course, we get married, we reproduce, we have all eat, sleep, all that animals also does. What is the difference here? So I'm sure all of us know that we as humans, we have a duty. We have to contribute to this samaj. By Samaj, I not only mean humans, to animals, plants, the ecosystem, something you create positive, and just take this as an opportunity. Maybe in my case, I take it more seriously because I had this near death experience and I came back from that. So I take it more seriously, and every day when I go to bed, I ask myself, did I use this day properly? It is a gift from God, from Parabrahman. So did they use this day properly? Did they put smile in someone's face, or did they feed a cat today, or did they water a plant today? Did I do any of these things? If I didn't do any of these things, then the day is wasteful.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So one factor I'm always curious is sympathy that people show on us. Like, do you sometimes feel that there is too much sympathy that somebody is showing, and I am independent and I can do a lot of this. Does this kind of conflict happen in you in your thought process sometimes?
So sympathy is also good if shown in moderation. We should be mindful being sympathetic. Yeah. So I feel I'm fortunate enough that really I'm saying I'm surrounded by people who are sensible, mindful, and they show sympathy to only to that extent in which it has to be shown. And then they are empathetic. Definitely they are empathetic. This is very important, the difference between sympathy and empathy. So I think definitely all the as far as I think I'm really fortunate, I would say. All of whom I have met, including you, Arunji, many people I've met you in one of the stages, I think, and we have worked also in one or two programs together. So definitely that empathy, because I can't read a PDF, image, for example. A photo you show to me, I can see the photo. Then the people are kind enough to explain what is in that photo. So that is good. But let me speak, let me go and do things. For example, I do comparing, as you told, yes, 21 June 21-22, we had a very big event. It was a pan-European event, pan-global, because people came from India, Sri Lanka, Switzerland, Denmark, and so many countries. Actually, I think 10 different countries. And I was a MC. I was a MC. And I think my co-anchors, two of them were there. Parani and Abhirami, they both are so sweet. They gave me the space. They never, told me, how you come, shall I hold you? Nothing. They were asking, should I have to hold you? Then when I said yes, no, only till little bit till the desk, because I don't want, on stage somebody holding me, and it doesn't look good as anchor. Then they allow me. It's okay. Just that you have to walk only 5 more steps and then stop there. Otherwise you fall down. That empathy I need.
That is enough.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So final question before we end off
Yes.
is language learning. You told about how you learned your mother tongue. Again,
Yes.
there is also this learning of language in this country again.
True.
So did you start from basics?
Yes. After I turned blind in 2016, because I told you 2012 out of vegetative state, 2014 little bit towards normalcy, 2016 I was up and awake. Arise, awake, stop not till your goal is reached. Swami Vivekananda. So I thought, okay, 2016, this is high time. Come, gear it, do something. So first, I started the German course. I went to Volksschule. I started learning A1, A2, B1, B2, C1. And then I learned it, just with Shravanam. No, because I can't see the books and I don't know Braille. I learned it there. I learned it hard way. I used to sit with full concentration, listen and learn. I passed everything. And then my husband told me, you have to also learn Braille, I think. Maybe it would be nice. And also this blind and stop, the white cane which I use. Because I was having an aversion towards using it. I thought, no, I will not remain like this. I would soon get, I said, I don't want to use this. Then he said, it's okay, Amma. Even if it's temporary, learn it. You can be independent. You can go, and why all the time you're holding my hands and coming. Na? So always that backup, that support was coming from my husband. I told you, he's my father. Only my father always does like that. So he was giving that. And then, I went to the blind school in Marburg. It is one of the, renowned schools in Europe. Europe, as such, I'm saying, not only in Germany, in Europe. Marburg Blind School is a wonderful school. So there I went, and 6th, 8th, 10th, 12th. So I didn't study all the courses, I mean, so to say, per se, but I was sitting along with these children. And I was learning the, not the subject, so to say, but how to move around, how to talk. I was playing football with them. Really, as blind people, you can play blind football. I was learning those things. I learned swimming because never I swam in my life. But there I learned swimming along with these kids. They used to make fun of me. Hey, Priya, you can't even swim. Like, it's okay. You can't speak in English. I can speak in English. Like that, I turned to a child along with them and real that school life I had again. And then I learned there how to use the computers. I learned this blinden technische Grundlage. So this training I had, this was close to 2.5 years. I learned all these things. And then my husband told, it's not enough, Kanna, you have to go further. So what should I do? Then he said, we have to somehow, if you sit again at home, well, it changes. Now, you talk a lot, as I told you, as you can see for yourself. Then he said, you have to do something. Then I went for Ausbildung. It's a 2.5 year Ausbildung with a half-year semester internship. This is medical documentation with a special emphasis in clinical research.
Got it.
I did this. This course is completely in German. And again, there I couldn't use my braille books because they don't have those subjects in braille books. The director initially, I had 3 or 4 rounds of interview. And at the last round, he said, I can take you in, but only problem is we can't provide you braille books. And you have to write exam in the paper. You have to write with pen and paper. We can't provide you with computers. These 2 conditions, if you agree, I can take you in. I said, yes, game for it. And then I did the course and all the exams. Every 3 months we have internal exams. And there was this Abschlussprüfung, which was like Abhi. 4 hours we have to write continuously, 4 hours. I was writing the exam, 4 hours. Only help which I had was I was put in a separate room with 2 supervisors. Why? Because one supervisor will redo the question for me. And the other supervisors just to check that this supervisor, because I talk a lot, become friends with people, that they should not help me. And that external supervisor was changing every day. So 5 days, Monday to Friday, 5 days, every day, 4 hours exam. I was doing it. Medicine, I was studying some courses there along with the first year. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Written, we have to write. Also oral was there. It is completely like Abhi. So written exam, I was writing the paper with marker pen. Then also I can't see, but still, it gives you a little bit, as you would observe small children when they start writing, they take thick crayons. Like that I was writing. And then only thing is, that supervisor will read out the question and say, can you read the question again? And third time if I ask, they'll get irritated. Yeah. So I have to, be really concentrated there and then I will write. And this way, all those exams I finished. And then there was this oral examination. So the subjects varies, it is even statistics, mathematics, integration, differentiation, apply to, integration, and computers, JavaScript, just imagine me and JavaScript. And I had to do everything. Programming, because it's a very beautiful course. If someone is interested, contact me. It's a very beautiful course. You will get job definitely. So I did this course, and then the 6 months internship I did in a pharmaceutical company in Frankfurt, and then I got absorbed there because of my performance. They liked me, and now I'm employed again back as a scientist.
Wow.
I'm working.
Okay. Wow. Good. So I think vision is where we started off, and vision is what not having that complete vision with which you started off is something that helped you. And in Sanskrit, we call this basically darshan, right? So to give this a good end, what message do you have when it comes to darshan that we have in our mind and also to outward that we look forward to?
Thank you very much for this question, Arunji. Darshan, that's most important, darshan. So I always say to my young friends, I've lost my eyesight, but not my vision. So my vision, it is Samadarshan, Priyadarshan, and Duradarshan. Okay, I hope you get the meaning of these 3 words. And always I say, if opportunities are plentiful, like, if diamonds are plentiful, like pebbles, we won't stoop down to pick them up, right? So opportunities are limited. Yes, because they are diamonds. So no worries. Even if you fail in exams, especially for my teenage friends, because I'm also in the teenage. Now, I told you 2012 I won. I'm 13 now. So teenage friends, if you fail, no worries, because opportunities are less, diamonds, you will bounce back. How much ever the ball is pushed down, it bounces back so much higher. So that is how in my life I was pushed down and now I've bounced back. So if I can do it, definitely young teens, you have more capacity, more potential. You can all achieve a lot. And yeah, I'm doing this German Sambhashanam. Some links you can flash. I'm doing German Sambhashanam where every week we meet and then we talk only in German for an hour. This initiative I've started, and we have like for also this Chaturanga Samarpan is there, where we encourage with different projects. So whoever is interested, you can contact me. Due to want of time, I can't explain these projects, but there are many projects which I do, and I also do guided meditation for Sabian intervention. So they love it, and music therapy for them, along with my friend Peter, who is 80 years old.
Whoa.
He is complete blind, born blind. He is my friend. He says I should call him only Peter.
Okay.
Yes.
So I will collect all the links of all these initiatives that you do, and I'll also share it in the video. And normally, I always say that we have to bring this discussion to end, but would love to hear more from you. So I'll share the contacts of you. If any of our viewers or listeners would like to get in touch with you and hear more, feel free, get in touch with you is what I would suggest. And there's more to hear from what we have heard even today. So again, good luck with all your initiatives moving forward, and let's keep in touch, Srija ji.
Thank you very much, Arunji. And I would like to thank the Consul General and all the members there for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much. I'm honored and humbled at the same time. Dhanyavadaha. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.